everyone, and welcome to Mansour Academy Kids Package Lesson 4. Now, as you recall, we started our exciting kids package with not just the alphabet, but also talking about family and colors. And now, in Lesson 4, we reach the most exciting topic of all, which is calendar. Today we are going to talk about the English calendar. And of course, as you all know, calendar is a funny thing because calendars date back in history to the Egyptian era, to the Babylonians, and that's where calendars started originally. Even the Romans had a lunar calendar that they followed. We also had different forms of calendar in Persia, in Arabia, in China, and of course, what we use today is called the Gregorian calendar. Now, when we talk about the calendar and when we celebrate Christmas, New Year, Easter, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, we're going to learn about all that today, and you're going to see what do all these holidays mean and when are they celebrated and what do people do during these celebrations. So, to kick things off, let's start with what kinds of calendars do we have across the globe. The first thing that you need to understand is that we have lunar calendars, solar calendars, Christian calendar, and Chinese calendars. They're all different. We have other calendars as well. For example, when we talk about the Arabic calendar, the Islamic calendar, we are talking about a lunar calendar. Why is it called lunar calendar? Because it is based on the rotation of the moon around planet Earth. And as you know, in the lunar calendar, you have 354 days, 11 days less than a solar calendar. That's why lunar calendar always goes back every year. Let's say if you are celebrating Ramadan, which is the holy month of Muslims, in spring, then if you're celebrating it in summer, then slowly you can see that it's going back into spring. And then in the future, you will see that Ramadan will go into winter. Of course, I'm talking about the northern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere is the opposite. So when we're talking about calendars, we are talking about lunar calendar, which has 354 days in a year. The lunar calendar is based on the rotation of the moon around Earth. Remember, in our solar systems, we have a sun and we have 9 planets originally, but now they say 8 planets rotating around the sun, like Mercury, like Venus, like our planet Earth, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto. All of these are planets that are rotating around the sun. But each of these planets have a satellite of their own that are rotating around those planets. The moon is our satellite, natural satellite, not artificial satellite that you use to watch TV. That's a different thing. So the moon rotates around the Earth, and it is used in Islamic countries such as Saudi Arabia. We use a lunar calendar. But then we also have a solar calendar, and a solar calendar has 365 days a year. And of course, 366 days when it's a leap year. Every 4 years, we have a leap year. And on that year, instead of having February as 28 days, we have February as 29 days. Of course, in different countries, such as Iran, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, they use some variations of the solar calendar. The solar calendar is based on the rotation of the Earth around the sun, and it is used in Persian-speaking countries like Iran and Tajikistan. But we also have the Christian calendar, which is a solar calendar, but it is a bit different because in the original solar calendar, you have 21st of March as the first day of spring. Whereas in the Christian calendar, in the Gregorian calendar, you have 1st of May or 1st of April. And spring is not exactly on the 1st of March or April, but on the 21st. So the Gregorian calendar, or as they call it, the Christian calendar, is a bit, I would say, crooked, because it's not exactly fixed on the right date. I don't know if you've noticed, but when you look at zodiac signs, they are all different, right? And you're always, I mean, most people are always confused why zodiac signs start on the 21st of March, on the 21st of April, on the 21st of May, on the 21st of June. Why not the 1st of June? Well, because the Gregorian calendar is not based completely on the solar calendar. On the solar calendar that we use, exactly 21st of March is the first day of spring. And in the solar calendar, it is the first day of Aries. So when you have the first day of Aries, clearly that is the solar calendar, the original solar calendar. The Gregorian calendar is different. And that's why you have the Christian calendar, which I think it's not that long, maybe 600-700 years, because before that, the Romans used a lunar calendar. That's why Julius Caesar was assassinated on the Ides of March. Ides of March is basically the 14th day of March, which the moon is full. But the problem is that in the Roman calendar, it was a lunar calendar, not a solar calendar. That's why we say Julius Caesar was assassinated 44 BC. That's 44 years before the birth of Jesus Christ. Because remember, Jesus Christ was born when Augustus was the emperor of Rome, not Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar was killed 44 years before Jesus Christ was born. That's an interesting food for thought. And so what's interesting is that the Christian calendar is based on the rotation of the earth around the sun, and it is used in Western countries such as US and UK, and of course right now most parts of the world. But we also have a Chinese calendar, which is also a lunar calendar, and it's 354 days in a year. The Chinese lunar calendar is based on the rotation of the moon around the earth, and it is used in China and Taiwan and Chinese-speaking countries, and of course many other parts of the world as well. The Chinese calendar is very interesting because it's never clear when the year would start according to the solar calendar. Sometimes it falls on the 28th of January, sometimes it falls on the 8th of February, and sometimes it falls on the 18th of February for some reason. But overall, Chinese New Year is always between the 21st of January until the 21st of February. That's when Chinese New Year starts. And Chinese New Years have their own, I would say, archetypes of their own. The Chinese calendar every year symbolizes a new creature, right? So of course there are 12 creatures and they're recycled, but every year is the year of, let's say, the tiger, the ox, the mouse. For example, 2020 was the year of the mouse, the rat, the rodent, and of course 2021 right now, this year, is the year of the ox, the cow, right? And next year, 2022, is going to be the year of the tiger. And so Chinese New Year's, that's how they fall, right? There are different creatures that are used in the Chinese calendar, like the dragon, like the rooster, like the dog, the pig, and the list goes on. There are 12 creatures in the Chinese calendar, and every year symbolizes its attributes with one creature or one animal. But when we want to learn English, we have to know the Gregorian calendar. Now, I know some of you watching this, your English might not be very strong. And so you are shocked. Oh my God, this is a lot. Don't worry. This was just a practice for your listening. Because if you only listen to simple English every day, you will never learn English well. You need to be exposed to native pronunciation and native English in order to learn English well and like a native speaker. You need your listening to be perfect and pure, not simplified. If listening is simplified, you're not learning. Listening should be native-like. But then again, your exercises, your vocabulary could be simplified in some ways or another. So here, I'm going to start with you with the month of the year, which is very important that we all learn. The first month in the Gregorian calendar, the first month in the Christian calendar, the first month is January. 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 The second month is February. February. Wear clothes. Wary. February. Don't look at the word, because if you look at it, you will say February. No, don't look at it. Listen to me. Listen to me. February. February. Wary. February. February. Perfect. And then we have March. March. So repeat with me. January, February, March. Excellent. January, February, March. Remember, it's like a music note. I want you to code it in your mind. January, February, March. January, February, March. January, February, March. Very good. Now, next we have number 4. April. April, no. Avril, no. April. Repeat after me. April. 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 May. May. Your teacher is born in the month of ta-da! May, the best month. May. Spring. May. May. June. June? No. June. Ooh. Ooh. June. June. Very good. Let's do it. Are you ready? Very good. January, February, March. April, May, June. Excellent. Repeat with me. January, February, March, April, May, June. 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 Well done. Remember, these 6 months, you have to say it one shot. January, February, March, April, May, June. January, February, March, April, May, June. January, February, March, April, May, June. Perfect. So we have January, February, March, April, May, and June. After that, we have number 7. July. No. July. No. Not Jew, but J. July.